Welcome back everyone, I'm Kipleys Games. This is the roguelike space adventure game FTL, and we are off to a fantastic start on the Kestrel Mark B variant. You start the game with 4 basic lasers. As you can see, we no longer have 4 basic lasers. We were given a heavy laser Mark II by a planet. We just went to a ping and they contacted us and gave us this for free. And then we bought a burst laser Mark II in a store, so we've got all the weapons we could possibly need. We have 5 power bars available in the weapon base, so we can do 2 basic lasers and the heavy laser for 4 shots, or the burst laser Mark II and 2 basic lasers for 5 shots, or a basic laser and heavy laser, or burst laser Mark II and heavy laser. We've got all the firepower we're ever going to need. We've got 2 layers of shield. We've even got a drone control with the defense drone Mark 1, and our weapons person, of course, because we have so many weapons, is fully trained up to maximum skill level already, and we're only at the start of Sector 3. Speaking of Sector 3, let's actually get there. Now, we did discuss avoiding the purple nebula sectors. I think we're going to do that, so onto the Mantis homeworlds. You've entered a poorly charted area of space that's known to be infested by the Mantis. Ensure your hull plating is up to scratch and that you have enough fuel in the tank to make it through. Fuel, not going to be a problem, we have 25 fuel. There's a store up there. We've only got 1 money and nothing to sell, so the rest of this map, just mousing over all the pings, seems to be fairly well connected, so we can just kind of pinball our way to the exit. The exit is nice and far over to the right. Gives us plenty of time to explore. You recognise the outline of a Mantis ship against the blackness. Engage! Okay, pause. Identify. Weapons wise, you have a heavy laser Mark 1 which can strip off 1 layer of shield, and a mini beam which cannot get through our 2nd layer of shield. So weapons wise, we are immune to these guys. Crew wise, they have 2 Mantis and an NG. And they have a teleporter, and as we see, the NG and one of the 2 Mantis are making a beeline for the teleporter, so these guys are gonna board us. And because we're now in Sector 3, enemies have actually got quite a few hit points. What's that? 4, 5, 10 hit points. Okay, let's strategize here. I'm hoping that when these guys teleport aboard, we'll be able to fight them. We should be fine. We've got a double layer med bay and 4 people, one of which is a Mantis who's good at fighting. The plan here is to damage or destroy their teleporter and trap these 2 assholes on my ship and kill them, and then that means they'll only have 1 person left, and they should have enough hull hit points for us to kill him with our lasers, even if he doesn't fix and then board us with the teleporter. So let's see if that plan happens. Okay, they've only teleported in 1 Mantis. That's not what I was hoping for. In fact, let's just get you up here. We don't need you to be in engines. Let's see if we can kill him before he teleports out. Okay, good. That went well. You 3 can all go in here now. And we're still immune and everybody's nearly fixed. Now usually enemy crew try and teleport you twice, but their teleporter is not flashing blue, and that means its cooldown has finished, and no one seems to be interested in boarding us, which means they're not actually going to try and board us again. This is a bit of an issue. They have a med bay for fixing up their people, and an NG for fixing stuff really quickly, so we need to try and kill this NG. So I'm going to turn on our other basic laser to maximise the number of shots we have, because each time you hit a room, the enemy takes some damage. So I'm hoping that if we use a basic laser to knock down their shield, and then the other 4 shots in the room with the NG, we might be able to, if not kill it, at least damage it severely. Right, shields down, everything else in that room. Yeah, but he didn't run away. And as soon as he's fixed the shields, he's going to come into the med bay and get repaired. So let's prevent that by putting the first 2 shots in the med bay and the other 3 in the shields to keep the shields down. I don't think we're going to get the crew kill here now. Nah, we didn't even demolish the med bay. Oh, sod it. Let's just go for the ship explosion. Goddamn NGs. Right, have that. Annoying. Ship explodes, leaving behind 2 fuel, 1 missile and 36 scrap. Boo! Not what we were looking for. But I will turn off one of the lasers and depower the medbay to give us 2 spare power bars, so if needs be we can power up the defence drone. Onwards. You arrive just in time to see an unusually well-armed NG ship destroying a small pirate craft. A teleport signal is detected. Intruder on deck. A young mantis in a charged uniform is teleported into the deck. He begs for sanctuary from the NG and offers to serve in exchange for your protection. The NG have already traced the teleport signal and are offering a deal in exchange to the prisoner. Now, if you side with the fugitive, you can sometimes get a mantis for free. And sometimes if you side with it, it's a trap and he goes wild and attacks you. But I think it's worth the risk, because that will then give us 2 mantis. If you agree to offer up the mantis, sometimes he damages the ship on the way out because he struggles. So let's do number 1, see what happens. It was a trap. The mantis sabotages your ship before teleporting away. And he does 5 damage to the hull, and he's done 1 point of damage to the medbay. We've paused a little bit too early. Okay, let's see. They have an ion cannon which will remove 1 power bar from the shields, and shields need 2 power bars per bubble. So that will knock down 1 layer of shield, and they have a little basic laser which does 1 damage and will just bounce off the other shield, so they cannot hurt us. They have a defence drone which will attempt to shoot down any boarding drones or missiles we fire at them. We don't have either of those, so that's not doing anything. They do not have a med bay. Bad for them, good for me. I'm going to turn on my other laser. There you go, that's the ion damage. Ion damage lasts 5 seconds. So it's showing this one. It's not 1 second to go, it's 1 ion damage. Ion damage stacks. So if they hit us again with the ion, there you go. So if they manage to hit us twice in succession, that will go to 2, and it will take 10 seconds to go down. So if you're using your own ion weapons, or if the enemy ship has more than 1 ion, it can be a real pain in the ass. Right, how are we going to get rid of these guys? I'm going to put all of the weapons in the shields and hope they start fire. Possible effect, fire. Possible effect, fire. Possible effect, fire. So the first laser is going to hit the shields. The other 4 are going in the shield room, or they'll miss apart from 1. Not good. Hey, we finally avoided enough things that the pilot and the engines have both leveled up at the same time, which has pushed our evasion up to 24 from 20. That's good. Weapons are ready again. We'll just go all in shields. We're not going to get the crew kill. It was kind of relying on us setting fire to the ship, but that ain't going to happen. We're just going to kill them. And the mantis is going to go and fix our medbay. Ship explodes, leaving behind 1 missile, 1 drone, 37 scrap. What are we saving up money for? I think our next target should be the 3rd layer of shields, which needs 100, because remember, as I said, each layer of shields does need 2 power bars, so we need to buy 40 and 60 to get the 3rd shield bubble. So that's the next target. Come on, Mr. Mantis, you can fix up the medbay. Mantis are really slow at fixing things. I don't even know why I used him, but we did. In fact, he's done quite a lot of repairing. Well, 2. There are a number of privately owned ship construction platforms in the area. You find one which has a slot open for some immediate work. Okay, let's inquire about their speciality. This will usually give you, or it does give you, a cheaper upgrade to one of your systems, but unfortunately the one it's offering to upgrade is the sensors. I don't care about upgrading sensors beyond level 2, so I'm going to decline that. As we saw, that would have cost 36, to upgrade it ourselves is 40. All it does is it shows us the enemy weapon power up time and I just don't care about that. I have eyes, I can see when as we see with our own weapons, you can actually get a visual indicator on the weapons as to what their charge up level is. I don't need an extra bar alongside them. Let's go backwards and then kind of move forwards. We'll just try and surf the wave just in front of the enemy fleet. Your world all of a sudden changes. The Mantis are on board your ship. Intruders on board. No ship to fight, but 3 Mantis. They've boarded us in the medbay. Bad for them, good for me. Double power in the medbay. Fisticuffs time. This is a win. This is like the second time we've been boarded, and they've boarded me straight into my medbay. In fact, I'm going to get the Zoltan out of there. He's crap at close combat anyway, and if we're going to get a teleporter and start boarding ships, I'd rather that my human and Mantis actually had some previous experience of punching people in the head. Now Phillips has got 1, and Pepperluke has 6. Because Mantis have, it's either 10 or 20% native bonus. It's a 50% bonus. Mantis have a 50% bonus to close combat over humans, and humans are like the middle of the road modifier. So Mantis have a 150% modifier on close combat. That's why he's got the final blow almost all the time. That's why he's on 6 and Phillips is only on 1. So Phillips has actually only killed 1 person. The Mantis killed 6 in close combat. And I don't even have a teleporter yet. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see what happens here. Oh dear, Asteroid Belt. You arrive in an asteroid belt to discover that a rebel automated scout has been stationed here. Prepare for a fight. Okay, that is a heavier ion weapon. That will do 2 ions, so it will knock down 1 layer of power for 10 seconds. And if this thing fires faster than 10 seconds, then it will keep stacking and removing more power bars, and we'll just be in big trouble. And they have a heavy laser Mark 1, which does 1 shot, but it does do 2 damage if it gets through our shields. And periodically, as we see just here on the right hand side, asteroids will fly in and also hit us. But that also happens to the enemy, and this enemy auto scout has no shields. Oh, it missed. Right, let's try and just smash their weapons with all of our weapons. There we go. It took a hit because it doesn't have any shield. Our shields are getting taken down by the asteroids. An asteroid did that, and that is a breach. Breaches are holes in the floor, and before the system in that room can be fixed, the breach has to be fixed. But auto scouts cannot fix breaches, which means if you can breach an auto scout room, then that means that these engines will always be yellow, or if we damage them more, they will always be red. They cannot be fixed. But I think it's about to die anyway. There we go. That was an explanation of breaches and auto scouts just before it died. That was nice. The ship explodes, leaving 1 fuel, 1 missile, and 36 scrap, which takes us to 110. But unfortunately, because we're still in the asteroid field, and we will still be taking periodic asteroid damage, we can't upgrade the ship while we're under attack, so we cannot go up to the 3rd layer of shields until we're out of the asteroid belt. Let's go down, because it looks like we can just kind of noodle around down here before going to the exit. A Mantis military ship hails your ship. Foolish alien, your kind has stifled our greatness for too long. You will rue the day you back the Federation. So let's pause. They have 1 laser that does 1 shot. They can't hurt us. They boarded us, but they boarded in the weapons. We're going to get a 2-on-1 in here. In fact, I'm just going to get a 3-on-1 just to make sure it dies before it can teleport back out. Happy days. Okay, how are we going to kill these guys? Let's just shoot at the piloting. I'm not going to get the crew kill because they've got an NG for fixing stuff and a med bay, and the only way we have of doing crew damage is setting fire to things. I'd rather just smash the piloting to stop them escaping. And you haven't said that, the NG is keeping it alive which is annoying, but we at least killed the mantis with sheer firepower, and this is going to finish them off. Here we go, dead. Ship explodes, we get 3 fuel, 1 drone and 32 more scrap. And this is a good time to bump up the shields and expend the power bar. Hurrah! 3 layers of shield, outstanding. Onwards. You spot a small rebel ship nearby. It seems to have been retrofitted for transport rather than combat. It does not seem to want to engage you in your ship. Let's demand the surrender of the goods. You prepare to secure the cargo by force. Now, when you do this, they instantly start charging up their engines to escape. So we need to either demolish their engines or their piloting. I'd rather go for the engines, just because there's someone in piloting. They do not have a med bay, so any fires we cause are going to cause a big problem. They may cause a problem for us. They also have a burst laser Mark II and a heavy laser Mark I. We've got 3 layers of shield, so in theory they fire 4 shots, so in theory they can hurt us, but we do have a 24% chance of evasion, which means one of their 4 shots statistically is going to miss. They can hurt us. So usually we go for the weapons to take down one of the weapons and then keep smashing the weapons, but we need to get rid of the engines or the piloting because they're going to try and escape. Actually, I think I'm going to go for the piloting because their weapons cycle up at different times. I'm going to have to go for a policy of waiting until they're all ready and then firing it. Good, turned it off. Now we're going to go for the engines, because there's 2 guys fixing the piloting, so they're going to fix that really quick. Like so. Good, that's them down again. And as predicted, they're missing quite a lot, which is good. And now their weapons have desynced, which is great. That's the win. The ship was transporting weaponry. You find a piece still intact despite the battle. We get 44 scrap and a whacking great big hull missile. Hull missiles pass through 5 shields. So in theory, game code wise, missiles don't ignore all shields, but they ignore 5 of them, and 5 is the most that any ship in the game has. So in practical terms, they do ignore all shields. So it'll pass through 5 layers of shield. It'll do 2 damage to any room it hits, but it'll do double damage to systemless rooms, which is rooms without systems. That's a nice weapon. I'm just going to keep it in cargo. We're not going to use it because we've got enough firepower. We've got enough shots to chew through shields. And we're going to be facing more enemies with defense drones, which will shoot down our missile anyway. Is there anything we want to spend money on? We'll click jump and then we'll see if there's a store nearby. No, there's not, so we'll just buy another couple of power bars. So now we can have the heavy laser Mark II and the burst laser Mark II active, which is 5 shots. These guys have 5 shots but need 1 less power bar, and that means you can do all this and have 3 shields and maximum evasion and the defense drone all active at the same time. Let's do this distress call. Hopefully if it gives us a quest it will be like literally next door, otherwise we're not going to do it. Your cockpit lights up with warning signals. You are being targeted by a nearby ship. The distress call was a lure for attracting unwitting ships into weapons range. You prepare for a fight. Okay, they've got a laser 1 and a heavy laser 1. They can only get through 2 layers of shield. We've got 3, so they cannot hurt us. They do have a medbay, which is annoying, and luckily for us they're not mantis. It's 2 humans and a rock, and the rock is entering the teleporter, and he's going to teleport. He didn't teleport into the medbay. How rude. Right, so we're going to wait for our weapons to charge up before we do that, because we need to keep this rock here so we can kill him. Right, the weapons are now charged. Good, it's on fire. They're going to be taking damage, and that means that they cannot repair the teleporter until they put the fires out. This is good. Next, I'm going to try and kill their medbay. Okay, we've destroyed the medbay, and they're all of a sudden trying to pay us off. They're offering us 1 fuel, 1 drone and 19 scrap. That's a terrible offer. You're going to die. Okay, mid-base off. The guys have got too much health. We're not going to get the crew kill, so we'll just go for piloting. And I'm going to turn my mid-bay on. There we go, they're dead. Alright, we got 3 fuel, 1 drone and 27 scrap. That's more like it. Wait for our guys to get healed, put them back to stations. Prepare the ship for the next encounter. You are greeted by a rare sight, a mantis ship that appears not to have noticed you. Now, before we make our decision, we can actually see their weapons peeking out. This is a burst laser Mark II, does 3 shots, even if they all hit. All it will do is strip our shields away. But this is the concern. This little boxy looking thing here is a bomb, not a missile. Defense drones cannot shoot down bombs, because bombs just teleport straight on board your ship if they hit. They are, of course, subject to the evasion rule, so 24% of the time it'll miss. But bombs can be irritating, and I cannot tell what kind of bomb it is because the warhead is not spawned in. And annoyingly, as soon as the weapon is charged up, then the warhead appears and it will instantly fire. So I've got like a couple of frames to spot what that bomb is. So I'd rather attempt to remain concealed because I don't want to deal with a bomb. But it doesn't work. You powered down non-essential systems in an attempt to remain unnoticed. It looks like they're about to leave when suddenly they turn and set course towards you. Weapons powered. Okay, we're in a fight. We've already identified the weapons as much as we can. They've got a med bay. They don't have a teleporter. So I'm just going to smash their weapons with my weapons and hope that we can turn off the bomb. They do only have 1 layer of shield. That's the only saving grace. Good. Both weapons have gone off. Do not want to deal with bombs. Bombs are evil. There we go. We've killed the NG. This guy's going to be really slow at repairing stuff, and that's the win. Because I am about to destroy them. And there they go. The ship explodes, leaving behind 2 fuel, 1 drone, and 42 scrap. Looks like... oh... Now, we've only got time for 1 more ping before the exit. Who knows why the Mantis would venture so close to a sun? Perhaps it makes for more of a challenge. Okay then, first sun of the run. As we see, big danger. You're too close to a star. Solar flares will light the ship on fire. Shields will reduce the effect. That is a lie. The shields do not reduce the effect. I don't know why that's there. Weapons wise, they've got a laser which will take down 1 of our 3 shields and a beam laser which will spatter harmlessly off the remaining 2, so they cannot hurt us. They have no teleporter. The way that suns work is that every now and then it will produce a flare and it will set fire to 2 or 3 rooms of our ship, but it will also do it to the enemy. So we just want to kill these guys as soon as possible. So I'm just going to go for the piloting. I don't care about the weapons. I just want the piloting gone. Just to reduce their evasion to 0. At least for... that's the plan. But the engine's going to fix it too quickly. So we're going to go for the engines next. Just get them broken. Good. Here comes a solar flare. That's going to kill them. Yep. Ooh, it's not good. This is not good for 2 reasons. A, Zoltan have only got 70 health to begin with, and he's taking damage from 2 fires which are in this room. And B, because it's in the engine room and that's about to explode. Because we've only got two bars, and we took 1 bar of damage as soon as the solar flare instantly does 1 bar of damage, and then it sets fires, and they do damage over time. And when the engines are broken, the FTL is going to stop spooling up, which means we're going to be stuck here until we can fix the engines. I'll put the fire out first and then fix the engines, and then spool up the FTL, and then leave. And all the while, we're still in danger because we're still at this beacon with the sun. So it's going to be setting more fires, so this is not good. Nothing here is good. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Fix the engines. Fix the engines. Fix the engines. Right, good. Right, we're leaving. I will heal these guys up when I can. Usually you want to heal your guys before leaving, but we had to leave, otherwise we'd take more fire damage. You've arrived at a long-range beacon when the FTL drive is charged, and we can get out to the next sector. Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Short-range scanners may discover useful materials. So we can explore the asteroid field. There's a chance we may take some damage, but you know what? Let's go for it. Yeah, we took some damage and set fire, but I'll put that fire out by venting it into space. There we go, that's that done. Engines are fully fixed. Hull's not happy, we're on about half health, not great. But that was Sector 3. Let's see what we find in Sector 4. What did we get from Sector 3? We got some more experience. I mean, piloting's close to being maxed. Engines is getting there. Pipalook is one more kill away from getting fisticuffs trained. We got the third layer of shield. We got a missile. Let's do rebel control and stay out of the nebula. Even though we had 25 fuel, I'd rather not do nebulas. Simply because I like being able to see what's going on inside the enemy ship, and nebula pings disable your sensors. The good thing about nebulas is that the enemy fleet moves at half speed in them, so that gives you more time to visit more pings, which is why I mentioned the fuel. Once the Federation forces were scattered, the rebels came down hard on the locals here. Between the tax collectors and military bases, the rebel presence in this sector is high. Right, lots of fight. Oh, come on, man, really? What's with all this empty space in the middle? Oh, this is awful. Ew. I don't particularly want to do these because they only lead to this nonsense, which is a million miles away from the exit. And the problem is that all the, like, this, and this are all on the left-hand side, and the enemy fleet, after a couple of turns, is going to start munching into them. Oh, this is a terrible map. I think we're going to have to go here, then here, and then here, and here? Or do we just go straight here, then here, then here, then round? This is a terrible sector. I mean, we could go here, 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 and here, because these two, because they're nebula pings, will slow down the enemy fleet, which will give us more time to do these ones. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, this is a terrible map. What the hell? Federation encrypted signal is being broadcast from a nearby planet. Let's send in a way party to investigate, because we are the Federation. You find a secret Federation outpost. They are regrettably out of supplies, but eager to tell you of another secret base. They give us the coordinates. Okay, let's see where that is. Okay, it's on the bottom. If it was up here, that would have been an annoyance, but we're okay. So let's go here, and then we'll work our way down, because we know that when we come here, it slows the enemy fleet down and gives us time to get over here. God, procedural maps, man. This is just terrible luck. You receive a transmission. Sorry, sir, this is nothing personal, but we are under orders. The rebels' ship's weapons go hot. And they have a defense drone Mark II. Okay, this also tries to shoot down laser bolts. That is an annoyance. And they have a burst laser Mark II, which can, if they all hit, strip all three of our shields down. And a mini beam, so these guys can hurt us. So we're going to wait for all of our weapons to spool up, and then we'll try and demolish their weapons. Luckily for us, they've only got one shield bubble. That's probably going to shoot down one of our lasers. Yes, it did, but we damaged the weapons. That's all we had to do. This is going to be a slow fight. We're just going to have to keep doing this again. We need to keep the weapons offline because they can hurt us. So far so good. Problem is, if we cause them too much damage, they're going to try and run away, which means I'll have to switch focus to the piloting or the engines. I think we might kill the repair drone here. And the guy. Okay, and we set it on fire. This is good. Because now both of these guys are in here. They're taking damage, but more importantly, the drone control will now be on a cooldown, and it will then spawn another repair drone, but the repair drone will not be able to get down here because both spaces are occupied. This is a good thing. We might finish them off by breaking the drone control. Okay, they're offering us a surrender of 3 fuel, 1 missile and 22 scrap. No, we're just going to let the final laser bolt hit you and get 1 fuel, 1 drone and 33 scrap instead. Thank you. Right, now we need to start coming down because the enemy fleet are encroaching from the left-hand side of the map. Upon arriving at this beacon, you detect a distress call. Local scans reveal that a Federation transport is under attack from a rebel scout. Well, we're definitely aiding our Federation friends. You power up your weapons and engage a rebel ship. Okay, what we saw from the right-hand side of the screen and that drone spawn noise was an enemy boarding drone. That will fly to our ship, burst through the floor, cause a breach, and then start roaming around the ship fighting people and breaking systems. However, defense drones can shoot them down, so let's spawn our defense drone. Weapons wise, they have a laser that does 2, so we don't care about that. We've got 3 layers of shield. What we do care about is a bomb. That's really annoying. So the only thing we can do against the bomb is have high evasion or knock it out with our weapons. They do have 2 layers of shield. So what I'm gonna do, because we don't need to have more than 2 shield bubbles, I'm going to change it over to burst laser 2 and heavy laser 2. It's still 5 shots because we've sacrificed 2 basic lasers to get the heavy laser online. But the thinking here is use burst laser 1 to knock down 3 of the shields and the heavy laser to do 2 damage. Hopefully twice to their weapons. Right, we shot down their boarding drone, but they'll keep sending them. Because their drone control will be in a cooldown. When that's finished, they'll launch another drone. Similar to missiles and bombs, they do only have 10 drones on board, and they will eventually run out. Come on. Okay, burst laser. Heavy laser. Okay, and they fired the bomb. It was a small bomb. It did 2 damage. Half killed Turing, knocked the engines offline, so we now have 0 evasion, which is not great. But one of our 2 heavy laser blasts got through and caused 2 damage to their weapons. Unfortunately, it did knock out their bomb and knocked out their laser, which is not what I wanted. And now they've got their repair drone in there. That's annoying. Our evasion's still 0. Come on, come on. Oh dear. Okay, they bombed an empty room. Happy days. Enemies are idiots. Oh, wow. That was unfortunate. What happened there is that when I fired my lasers, the game kind of glitched and the lasers shot down the incoming enemy drone. Which is weird. It does happen sometimes. It's like our evasion's about to go back up. Good, they bombed another empty room. Our lasers are ready. We are missing an awful lot because we're getting deeper into the game. Not only do the enemies have more shields, but they've got higher piloting skill, which is really annoying. Oh, speaking of piloting skill. You know what? Instead of fighting the fires, just get out of that room and I shall put the fire out with a lack of oxygen like that. Our weapons are ready again. Good, we killed one of them. Come on, fires, go out, go out, go out. Go out! God damn. That took forever. Equalise the pressure, wait till the oxygen gets back in the room. Right, go and fix it. Close the doors. The bomb's still up, which is annoying. Now it's not. We caused a breach. That's good. We're probably going to win this fight. Well, we're almost going to win it. We're just going to win it slightly easier now. Oops, accidentally fired a weapon when I shouldn't have, but we won anyway. Well, that was an absolute mess. With the ship destroyed, we get 2 fuel, 2 missiles and 40 scrap. At least we've got a decent amount of scrap. And we're going to contact our Federation friends. Their ship looks to be on the verge of destruction and life signs are fading. Let's try and rescue the crew. If we had a teleporter, that'd be easier. Hey, we got one. Despite your efforts, the majority do not survive. The sole survivor offers to join your crew and helps you strip the ship, which is now derelict of useful components. We get 2 fuel, 2 missiles, another 20 scrap, and Stelly the NG, who comes pre-trained green in shields. Now, NG are lovely. Not only do they fix things really fast, in fact, yeah, I mean, that's the main reason, they fix things really fast. but it also lets us have Pepperlook, the Mantis, to run around and do whatever he wants. And that also means that our shields Pepperlook was 2 shields away from getting trained, but I'd rather have the engine in the shields. So that was good. Right, that's their station saved. Let's take off the heavy laser, put the basics back on, just because it saves 1 power bar. So let's put the shields back up. 209 scrap. Is there a store nearby? No. Is there anything we want to upgrade? Yes, I'm going to put 1 in drone control and 1 in engines and buy 1 power bar. So that the engines can now take 3 points of damage before it breaks. And our evasion's gone up to 32. And now our drone control can take 1 point of damage before the defense drone gets turned off. And we've still got 149 scrap. We're going to have to buy some repairs next time we find a store. If we ever find another store. You're not guaranteed. We're in another asteroid belt. Oh dear. Oh, okay. They have a missile. So that means defense drone. But the annoying thing is that the defense drone will try and shoot down asteroids as well as missiles. And if an asteroid and a missile are both incoming at the same time, it might try and shoot the asteroid, which I would rather absorb on my shields, and the missile will get through. They have 2 layers of shield, which is annoying. I'm going to change the loadout again. I really want the heavy laser on, because the heavy laser, as we see, possible effect, breach, and as I told you before, if you can breach auto scout rooms, they cannot repair them. So the plan here, burst laser takes down the shield, heavy laser smashes the weapons and hopefully causes a breach so they cannot repair their weapons, and then we'll move on to their shield room. Right. Well, we knocked off the missile, so that's good. We didn't breach it. And again, we didn't breach it, but it's probably going to die very soon. Come on, weapons, here we go. And 1 and 2, and that's the win. Outstanding. Got away with that one. Ship explodes, leaving behind 1 fuel, 1 drone, and 35 more scrap. Nice. Right, FTL is spooled up. Let's get into the nebula, and then this one, and then we'll head eastwards. Uh-oh, that's a sound you don't want to hear. That sound was an ion storm. These happen in nebulas, and it instantly reduces your power bank by 50%, so it knocks out half of the available power, which is not great. But it also happens to the enemy, which is why they have not extended their second weapon. The only one they have extended is a burst laser Mark 1, which only does 2. That's fine. So we know we need, at the minute, we need 2 layers of shield. I quite like to have some oxygen. I don't really care about the engines, because they cannot hurt us at the moment. I'm going to put our Zoltan in here. So the engines is going to be on 0, but that does give us more power bars for powering up more weapons, such as 2 more basic lasers. So that's 5 shots. Lovely. And what do we want to shoot on this enemy ship? Now you do actually have to think a little bit, because they're balancing their power much in the same way we are. So if I damage their shields, they will probably remove the 2 power bars that are in their shields and stick them in weapons and bring the second weapon into play. However, if I demolish the weapons, they may very well put more power in shields, because they could have 2 or even 3 shield bubbles in this case. I think that's the best idea. Smash the weapons and then see how many shields they got, because we fire plenty of shots. So 3, 4, 5. Boom. No, they did not have any spare power bars. That's good. Again, we cannot see on board their ship because sensors are disabled, so let's just smash the shields this time. We can't even tell if we set them on fire. I don't think we have. They brought 1 weapon into play. I'm going to put both basic lasers into the shields and the burst laser Mark 2 into their weapons. They're offering us 3 fuel, 3 missiles and 26 scrap. I want more scrap than that, so no surrender. Okay, shields are off. Weapons are off. Hull's just about to run out. And that's the win. The ship explodes, leaving 2 fuel, 1 missile and 46 scrap. Everyone back on station. FTL is ready. Let's move on. Huzzah, no ion storm this time. Your ship emerges quite far away from the beacon. You see a rebel ship waiting nearby, undoubtedly stationed to look for you. Let's attack them. Weapons wise, they've got 2 lasers which do 2 damage each, but they only fire 1 bolt, so we only need 2 layers of shield. Put the evasion back up to max. We've got enough power bars that we can just turn everything on. I'm going to go burst laser, heavy laser. You've got a defense drone Mark 1. Don't really care. That can't shoot down laser blasts. So we're going to go all on the shields. Hey, that's the piloting, and the engines now both maxed out, so the evasion has leapt up to 35%. That's outstanding. Anyway, our weapons are ready. Good, we managed to hit them once. I didn't see that door open, so that means they don't have a repair drone. Yes, they do. I didn't see the door open because I wasn't paying enough attention. Okay, we'll go for the drone control next. That's going to prolong the fight, having that thing active. There we go, it's broken. Now the drone control's broken. Their little repair drone here can't repair anything. And it means there's only 1 square in this room available for a crewman to come in and fix the drone control. It gives me plenty of time to smash the shields. Like so. Oh, only 1 of our heavy lasers hit. Okay. I think the repair drone's back online now. But to no avail. Okay, they're offering us 4 fuel, 1 drone and 22 scrap if we stop that heavy laser Mark II bolt from hitting them. No. Goodbye. And we get 1 missile, 1 drone, 35 scrap. That's better. And as we see, this is the extent of the enemy advance now. It's halved because we're in a nebula. We're going to have to go here, here, then this quest, then here, 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 and out. Another unmanned ship patrols this area. You prepare the ship for combat. Yes, we do. And it's trying to escape. Okay. Bit of an annoyance here. Okay. Let's think. You have a combat drone which will fly around and do between 1 and sometimes up to 3 damage. But I think I'm just going to go down to 2 shields. And that lets us put out the defense drone, which will intercept the missiles. So in theory, they cannot hurt us unless this thing does. Well, there's 2 things that this enemy drone can do to annoy us. It can move here, fire, then move a pixel across, fire, move a pixel across, and fire, and do 3 rapid fires, which will get through our 2 shields. Or it can. Sometimes they're stray shots. If they miss, it will actually hit our little drone. And if that happens at the same time they fire their missile, the missile will get through because there's nothing there stopping it. Other than our 35% evasion, of course. Another problem we have is that they're trying to run away, so we cannot concentrate on knocking out the drone or the missile. We have to knock out the piloting or the engines first. Luckily, if we do that with a heavy laser and breach it, then it can no longer escape. Well, we knocked it off, but we didn't breach it. These fires will go out because there's no oxygen on drone ships. But at least its evasion is 0. Well, it's red. That breached it, and that killed it. Heavy lasers doing a staggering amount of damage. The ship breaks apart, and we get 1 missile, 1 drone, and 20 more scrap. Outstanding. Still no store, so we'll go south. You arrive near a small rebel refueling depot. Your ship is being scanned multiple times, so they must recognise you, but there appears to be no combat-ready ships in the vicinity. The only message you receive is a denial of your request to dock at the depot, and we get nothing. Nothing happens. Still no store. Let's go here, then the quest, and then we'll do these 2 nebula pings. A rebel ship hails you. Federation scum, we've waited a long time for this. And instant attack. Okay, we're gonna need all the shields. Because they have a combat drone, which will strip off between 1 and 3 shields, a laser which will strip off 1 layer of shield, and a beam drone. If we have no shields operative, this will draw little lines and damage our stuff, and they have a bomb, so we need maximum evasion as well. Defense drone 1's not going to be of any use. They do only have 1 layer of shield, so that's good. So we're going to go for the weapons. We have to go for the weapons. We need to get rid of that bomb. So, burst laser 1, heavy laser 2, boom, boom, boom. They actually made we fired the bomb sound, but they didn't, because my laser blast hit at exactly the same time. Phew, got away with that. Good, absolutely wrecked them. That's like 5 damage on the hull. And they say we are considerably more well armed than they thought, and they surrender and offer us 2 missiles, 1 drone, 21 scrap. No surrender. I'm just going to kill you because I'm going to get more scrap than that. Not going to get the crew kill. Boom, dead. That's more scrap. 2 fuel, 1 drone, 42 scrap, 327 scrap. No stores to spend it in. Let's do this quest, and then up here, and then out. We might get caught by the fleet, but we should be able to survive a fleet fight. You search near the coordinates given to you, but your search yields no results. The first blue option we have seen in this run. Blue options are not always the best options, but they usually are. They're just additional options. You get these for having certain crew members or certain levels of certain subsystems. We get this because we have level 2 sensors, so let's run a second scan. Your advanced sensors do pick up faint signatures of what appears to be a storage space hidden under the rock. You find the access point and discover a supply cache, and we get 3 fuel, 1 drone and another 42 scrap. Lovely. Oh, there's a store. That's just mean. Another auto scout, and it's guarding a space station. We don't know what's inside. Let's attack it to get inside. Again, we're going to need 3 layers of shield because they've got a combat drone, a beam drone and a laser. They also have a missile, so we're going to need our defense drone, which means no heavy laser, which means no breaches, but we're still going to have enough power bars to have 5 laser shots, all of which are going into their weapons. Boom. And then we'll do the same with the shields. I was going to say drones, but I don't really care, because if this drone hits us, it's just going to be training up Stelly. I mean, Stelly only came on board about 10 minutes ago at green shields, and they're nearly on yellow shields already. Then we'll go for piloting. Then we'll go for shields again. Why not? Just break them. And then we'll go for the piloting. And that's the win. Right, let's see what is in that space station. We get 35 scrap from that ship, and the station has nothing useful. Oh, boo. It's hard to see why, but this beacon is apparently a tourist destination. One of the ships at the small station offers us a deal. They will give us 7 fuel if we give them 4 missiles. No, I've got plenty of both. Ooh, would you look at that? Pixel perfect. God damn, I really thought we were going to be caught, but we managed to escape. We're at the long range beacon. When the FTL drive is ready, we can leave. A refueling station. Well, it's the cheapest fuel you're ever going to get in the game, so we might as well do number 1 and buy 6 fuel for 12 scrap. We have 404 scrap, and now we have 30 fuel. Happy days. So, that's it for Sector 4. The map here was terrible. We got no new weapons, No new subsystems. We did get Stelly, who is very close to being maximum trained on the shields already. We've got 392 scrap. We could go crazy and boost the weapons up even more. Let's just do 1 power bar and 1 engine to get that up. So we could do with another power bar to hold in reserve. When we're using burst laser 2 and heavy laser 2, we want to have 2 spare reactor energy for the defense drone. Okay, so if you do 1 more weapon upgrade and 1 more power bar, then we'll be able to have another laser. So 1 and 1 and 197 scrap is a little bit more like it. I don't want to spend all of it because I'm hoping to find a store, because A, we need to get repaired, B, I'd like 90 scrap to buy a crew teleporter, maybe hire another crew member, upgrade the teleporter, and that'll take up all that 197 scrap very easily. But that's at least good. We've got more evasion and we can fire 6 laser blasts now, which is nice. 4 of which are normal, 2 of which are heavy, which can do breaches and do double damage, which is lovely. So come back next week and see what targets we find for our new improved loadout. Sectors 3 and 4 were not as good as sectors 1 and 2. I think maybe the roller coaster has very much taken a downward trajectory. But anyway, come back next week and do look after yourself until then. I'll see you later.